give me a bit of insight on how you got involved in the project.
It was an idea of Pete's. He read an article in The Guardian that allowed him to tell a story he'd been wanting to tell for ages, which is to look at what learning difficulties and learning disability present and what they mean. And here was a man whose life transcended all of that. So he was very excited and called me up. I was lucky.
And Toby obviously played a massive part in that. What was he like to work with?
A dream, a complete dream. Yeah, as he said at the time, it's hard to play a man who doesn't have any sides, who doesn't have any darkness, who doesn't really have anything to fight against. It's hard to get a hold of that, but I think he did it magnificently. He just inhabited the role so beautifully. Sorry, the other thing I'll say about Toby is he had to play the part of Neil Baldwin whilst Neil Baldwin was watching every day. And that in itself must be quite a challenge. Can you imagine playing the man staring at you all the time?
At the minute, Fortitude's obviously the big thing for you at the moment. How do you think that's gone so far?
I hope quite well. It's hard to know until later when you look back, I think. But we're consolidating at very big figures, and we've got mostly good reviews, and I'm getting terrific feedback on Twitter. The show evolves from one thing into another, and we're just at that point as the series transmits where that evolution is happening and audiences are realizing where it's going. And I think watching that and getting the feedback on that has been quite interesting. We're rather loving it, yeah.
Will that evolution continue into a second series, do you think?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so, yeah.
Has Sky made any noises about it at all?
We are discussing that at the moment, yeah.
What else are you working on, Patrick? I know big international co-pros are your thing. Is there anything else that you got in the pipeline?
Not exclusively international co-pros at all, although we do love doing that. We're talking. Well, I'm going to America next week to talk about a couple more. But the one I should talk about now is The A Word, which is Pete Bowker's, who wrote Marvellous, his new series for BBC One, which is exquisite, which is a funny and hopefully quite moving account of a family whose 5-year-old son is diagnosed as autistic. And being able to place autism at the heart of a family drama is a privilege, but also, rather wonderfully, it allows us to explore communication and our inability to communicate, I think. So the series works really well, I think, on 2 levels. It's also very funny.